I'm basically like your big sister, but the one that has a really bad influence on you. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing good and enjoying the new year. I looked in the mirror today and one word popped into my head, and it's a word that doesn't really cross my mind that often. Regret. Yes, I said regret. So that word had me thinking, if you are a person who has tattoos and you regret something, or if you are someone who is thinking of getting a tattoo, you haven't got any yet, but the one thing that is blocking your mind is regret. What if I regret this? Or if you already have something, shit, I regret this. I know exactly how it feels, and this is just what I want to put across in this video to you. My opinions on regrets, my personal experiences with it, and I guess just general tips and advice if you are in the same boat. So if this is something that you are interested in watching, before you do that, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you aren't already, because we have weekly uploads. On the topic of regret, the first thing that popped into my mind was everybody else's opinions and how that affects you and your own thoughts. Whether you are the most strong-minded person that you know, or if you're just a little bit on the weaker side, probably like me. Having somebody make a comment or give you their honest opinion on something that you have or something that you want to have, that can be the biggest reason that you get that fog in your brain of, oh crap, I'm regretting this. Or you just start to overthink it when you have no reason to. I have heard countless times comments like, aren't you going to regret that when you're older? Don't you know it's permanent? Oh, but that's gonna look so wrinkly when you're old. Yes, Karen, I know. I would rather look wrinkly and be tattooed than just wrinkly and not tattooed. I said it. I think my only advice with that is the more and more you hear these comments, you just have to filter them out of your mind. It's the same with anything. If someone's gonna comment on your hair color, your choice of what you do for work, or your day-to-day life, everybody is gonna have an opinion. And it's basically up to you to just block that out and only trust your own opinion. You are your own person. You have to listen to your mind and your body. If you think something is right in the moment, then it's right. It is so normal to have regrets. Without regrets, life wouldn't be this up and down pattern that it is supposed to be. You would just be on the same boring wavelength of living. You're supposed to have these experiences of knowing what it is you want and what you don't want. So yes, maybe having a tattoo that you don't love, you might regret it. So if you are a person that's gonna get more tattoos, it's only taught you what you wanna go for next time. It can be a bit of a shitty lesson, but again, that's life. To the people who have multiple tattoos, who know they're gonna continue getting tattoos, they are aware of the risks. Obviously, opinions change. What you think is trendy or attractive now might not be in 15 years' time. Think about how much your style evolves, what you eat, the way you work out, your career, friends, family, everything. It changes. So people that choose to put tattoos on their body are 110% aware that they might not like it in a year's time, but it's in the moment of choosing to get that tattoo is why they've done it. It is just something that you learn to accept and you grow with. In my honest opinion, tattoos represent memories for me. I have quite a lot that I don't love, I'm gonna be honest. And that is something that I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna speak about the tattoos that I do regret, what I would change with them. But in my opinion, tattoos represent memories, even though they might have really amazing memories or strange, weird, not so great memories. It's all about an experience. For me, when I think about or look at my tattoos, it brings me straight back to the moment that I got it. And it's such a fantastic way for memories to kind of flush through your mind, if that makes sense. Whenever I speak to someone who doesn't really have tattoos or maybe doesn't really understand the concept of them, the best way I can explain it is that it's my way of expressing art on my body. And it's tough to explain, but whenever I get a new tattoo, I'm confused as to how it wasn't there already. It is the most mind-boggling experience, but I just can't express how good it feels to know that this is what you were creating. This is for the people who have not got any tattoos yet and you are thinking about it and you don't know what to do. It's on your mind, but you can't decide. Everybody is gonna have a regret in life. Whether that's not making a move on someone that you had a crush on, what you ate for dinner last night, something huge, something minor. Everybody is gonna have regrets. The more and more you think about what tattoo you wanna get first, the less chance there are of you getting anything, because everything is gonna have a risk factor, of course. Yes, a snake might look really cool, but realistically, if you are a person who doesn't have any, and this is gonna be something as your first tattoo, there's a lot more cons than there are pros. What if I don't get this job that I really want to get because they see my snake tattoo and they think I'm a devil worshipper? There are so many cons. But if it's always in the back of your mind and you're constantly thinking to yourself, but I really like it, but this is stopping me, this person is stopping me, this thought is stopping me, there is a reason why it keeps coming to you, because you want to get it. You really want to get it. So my best advice in that situation is to get it. You only get one life. I can't express that enough. I think about it every single day. This is the body that you were put in, which is absolutely wild. Whatever your beliefs are, whether we reincarnate into another body, or this is just it and we go to heaven, or you just end up in the ground, whatever. You only get this life in this body. And if you want to get a tattoo and you can't stop thinking about it, get it. You can always remove it if you really, really hate it. You could get it covered. There are choices that you can do. But if in the moment your driving force is to get this tattoo, get it. And then this is to the people who already have tattoos that might have one or two that they regret. Obviously, with what you have right now, your body is telling a story. Depending on how many you have, it's not going to make the biggest difference if there is one on your body that you regret, because it's only you that's thinking that. Majority of the time, if I point something out to someone that I say, this isn't my favorite, I don't think it looks good, they can't even tell, because you've got other ones surrounding it. So the one that you might regret probably isn't even the main focal point. So your regrets are probably more in your head than what anyone else would think. Second point is that it is so normal to have regrets, especially if you are continuing to get tattoos, because of course you're going to be seeing what everybody else has. I know for me, I spend so much time on Pinterest and I love looking at people's tattoos. I've got a whole pin board of tattoos that I would love to get, and obviously you see certain areas that you know you already have tattoos, and you see something and it looks absolutely amazing, and my first thought is, well, I can't get that now because that area is covered. But that's just life. What you have is different to what everyone else has, so this is just what makes you unique. And you have to think, somebody else is probably thinking that about you. I would love that tattoo that he or she has. So give yourself a pat on the back for going and doing it, because that takes courage, you know? Obviously tattoos are permanent. We all know that as people who get tattoos. But that's the fun of it. Of course it's going to be permanent, and of course we're going to love it or hate it, but that's life and its experiences. I love looking at people's tattoos. I think it is the most interesting thing about a person. Even if you're looking at them in a cafe from far away, you don't even speak to this person, but you're looking at them and you can almost kind of tell what sort of person they are, which I think is so cool. And relating to that point, one of the things that I love about having tattoos that are visible is it's a conversation starter. A lot of people speak to me because they make a comment on my tattoos, and then we get a conversation going back and forth. They show me theirs. We speak about our thoughts, where we got them done, what artists we recommend, and then we're best friends. You have to have had experiences like this if you are the same. If you maybe have a little bit of social anxiety, this could be your way in, you know? I feel like that was me back in the day. And now I could talk to a stone. So let's speak about the tattoos that I regret and what I would change. Number one, starting off with my rose tattoo. I'm not sure if you've watched my tattoo tour. If you have, I included it in there, and I said this is the one that I hate, that I think is really ugly. Being honest with you, I never liked to take photos of it. I always stood on the other side because It was something that I was convincing myself that I was self-conscious about because it just didn't suit my style. And to be honest with you, I got this tattoo when I was quite a bit younger. So the aftermath of getting it, I had a lot of opinions thrown my way, and being younger and a bit more vulnerable, I believed them. They were in my head. Whether I wanted to believe them or not, they were always lingering. So I feel like as a way to kind of put everyone else at ease, because they were clearly alarmed by my tattoo, my first sentence when describing it was, oh, it's so dark, it's not done right, I don't really like it, but whatever. That was just how I brought this tattoo up, and that's exactly how I did in my tattoo tour as well. And I think this only actually hit me a couple of weeks ago when I took some photos. I will insert the photo here, and I stood on the complete opposite side to what I would normally stand on because it just looked better with the lighting, and I actually feel amazing. I thought that tattoo looked terrible. Every time I looked at it in the mirror, I just didn't want to. I hated kind of wearing bikinis sometimes and just standing on that side because of this tattoo and what I had convinced myself it was. When really, I had people compliment me when I put this photo up, saying your tattoos are amazing. And the main one that you can see is the rose, which I thought I hated. So this was just a little bit of a confidence boost for me, and it just changed my opinion on it. That it's a completely different style to what I'm going for, and that it's just going to be in the way and that I have to get it removed. When realistically, like I said before, it's telling a story, and the more tattoos that I do fill up around that area eventually, it's just going to blend in and it's just going to look like one piece of art. That is more of a positive regret. Now let's go to a bit more of a negative regret. So this one right here is one that I definitely do regret for two reasons. I hate the wording. I hate the quote so much, it's terrible. And I also hate the font. So bringing you back, I got this when I was 15. I got it with my older sister. She got it on her arm. So this was a quote that she really wanted to get, and I am still this way in a sense. I am a kind of fuck it person. That is exactly what my motto is. I'll do whatever. But being so young, I just didn't really have a bone in my body to say no, or to kind of be creative enough to think of something new. So I went ahead with it because I thought it was cool, whatever. Little did I realize that it was a song, a terrible song in my opinion. It's just not my type of music. Sorry. So yeah, I didn't love that because every time someone will ask, what does it say? Oh, like the song. But for me, the main reason why I don't like it is because of the font and how it's done. This particular tattoo artist hand wrote it out, you know, like with his hands. And obviously that's fine. I have tattoos that are done that way and it looks good, but being honest, his handwriting sucks. The T is terrible. Like, let me just zoom in for you so you can see. The T is literally like a little swirl. So yeah, it's just not, it's not the best, but we move. My mum tells me so often that I need to get it removed or covered up, but for something like that, I just don't think I'm ever gonna bother. Because it's beside a bigger tattoo, you just don't notice it as much, and it's only me that it bothers, no one else, so that's my problem. I will probably, just the same as the other one, add things around it and eventually it's gonna look cool. Maybe one day I'll cover it because it's not that big of a tattoo to cover. Another one that you could probably put in the regret category is this one. It's such a beautiful tattoo, I love it. There is nothing that I regret about how it looks. I got it so long ago. I got it because I was in California and it was just something that I wanted to remember this memory. But the only reason why I don't love it is because my ex also got the same tattoo. This was not my idea. I knew I wanted to get this tattoo for such a long time, and then on that day he decided, oh well, I'll get it as well. And I was just so young and innocent. I thought that was really cute, really nice. Oh, we're gonna get married. He's gonna get the same tattoo as me. Wow, what a cool guy. Being honest, his is like on his leg and it's done completely different. So it's not as if we have like the exact same tattoo at all, because it looks different. It was done by a completely different artist, which I definitely would not choose, but each to their own. And it's not as if anybody would know that it's something to represent an ex-boyfriend, because it's not. For me, it still represents California and spending time there. But inside my head, of course, that's what I think of when I see it, because I'm like, oh wait, but this person has it too. But every other person on the planet probably has a tattoo of a palm tree. So yeah, that's just my take on it. Okay, and this is the last tattoo that I have any kind of reservations or regrets about, which is the one on my hands. I'll put up a closer photo here so you can see, but I honestly really love this tattoo. I think it looks beautiful. I absolutely love how flowers look. I think they're really elegant, and I love that it's just line work. However, saying that, I do wish I left the space free, because I know I am going to do my hands and my knuckles. I wish I gave it a little bit more thought, because it would have been nice to have something symmetrical on both hands so that, you know, it would look the same. Obviously, getting something on your hand, it wears away quite quickly, same with the fingers. So you're obviously washing your hands a lot more than you would any other part of your body. So it does wear away quite quickly. I did have to get this touched up probably 3 times. And there are some lines that are just thicker than others. Obviously just from the touch-ups, which isn't ideal, but again, this is only something that I noticed. So yeah, that is my experience with tattoo regret and my thoughts on it, and I guess tips if you are feeling the same way, or if you're potentially thinking of getting a tattoo. Just to recap, if you do have a tattoo that you regret, it's okay. Your body is telling a story. It's your way of expressing art on your body. Worst case, you can always get it removed, get it covered, and that's it. If you are a person who is thinking of getting a tattoo and are too worried about regret, block out everybody else's opinions and then ask yourself again, because it's your body, you get one life, get the tattoo. That is basically it from me. I hope that you enjoyed watching. If there is something that you're interested in hearing or seeing from me, definitely let me know in the comments. Also, let me know your thoughts on what you think of these tattoos that I regret. Would you regret them if you got them too? But that is it from me. I'm sending lots of love, hugs and kisses your way, and we'll see you soon.